Hi everyone! Welcome back for another daily from Clues by Sam. Here are the rules. Alright, let's begin. The only criminal in row 5 is in a corner. Mark Terry and Vicky as innocent. Both innocents in row 1 are Gus' neighbors. Mark the only person in row 1 not neighboring Gus as a criminal. There's an equal number of criminals and innocents in row 4. Following Terry's rule, there are 2 criminals among these 3, so Rose must be innocent. Zara and Susan have an equal number of innocent neighbors. Zara has 2, and Susan only has room for 2. Mark Noah as innocent, and Paul as a criminal. Only one of the 3 innocent neighboring Gus is above Paul. There are 2 people neighboring Gus that are also above Paul, and one of them is already innocent. Mark the other person as a criminal. Column D has more innocents than any other column. Remember that column D has 2 criminals. In other words, 3 innocents. So all the other columns must have 2 or fewer innocents. Column C already has 2, so the one person remaining cannot be innocent. Bonnie and Gus have an odd number of common neighbors. Common neighbors refer to those neighboring both of the mentioned people. So in this case, Carol and Freya. But that's an even number. I think they meant common innocent neighbors or common criminal neighbors, since that's the only interpretation that makes sense. Anyway, this seems to be the case because the game does let me mark Freya as a criminal. Let's move on. Only one innocent above Susan is below AV. Mark Isaac as a criminal. There's an odd number of criminals above Susan. Mark Evie as a criminal. There's only one innocent above Martin. Mark David as innocent and Bonnie as a criminal. Bonnie and Vicky have 3 innocent neighbors in total. Bonnie has 1 and Vicky currently has 2. Mark Zara as a criminal and Susan as innocent. Remember that column D is supposed to have 2 criminals, so we can mark Martin as innocent. And since that reveals all 3 innocent neighboring Gus, we can mark John as a criminal. And that finishes today's puzzle, solved in 3 minutes. That was actually kind of not easy for a Monday's puzzle. Looks like I let my guard down too much. Alright, that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching.